Plagiarism is when you steal or pass off someone else's work as your own without crediting them.
Come on, bro. That's not allowed in our school, bro.
I'm sorry.
Don't do that.
Our district has a policy on plagiarism, which is that any student cheating on academic work may be punished by suspension, expulsion, or other ways.
The most common ways students plagiarize are direct plagiarism, accidental plagiarism, and self-plagiarism.
Direct plagiarism is when someone copies someone else's work word for word without quoting.
Accidental plagiarism is when someone doesn't cite their sources, misquotes the sources, or unintentionally paraphrases a source.
And self-plagiarism, also known as auto-plagiarism, is when students submit their own previous work. For example, for my creative writing essay, I'm just turning in something I wrote in middle school. Shh, no one will have to know what I'm doing.
Plagiarism usually looks something like this.
A famous case of plagiarism is Joe Biden and how he seemed to paraphrase or repeat parts of speeches from Robert Kennedy, Hubert Humphrey, and John F. Kennedy. As a result, he had dropped out of the presidential race.
Just as Biden's plagiarism led him from being out of the presidential race, a student who plagiarizes may be kicked out of school or have to face other punishments.
To avoid plagiarism, the best thing you can do is plan your paper. If you plan on using other sources, know how you're going to use them in your work.
Another way to avoid plagiarism is to just cite your own sources. To make your work better, you can cite sources to show that you're not only copying ideas, but also adding to those ideas.
The last way to avoid plagiarism is to know how to paraphrase. Just because you change a word or two in a sentence does not make it your own writing. Also know that you still need to cite it because it came from another source.
To find more information on plagiarism, you can go to this website and check out now the plagiarism guide, copyright-free images, helpful videos on how to cite sources, and more.
To properly cite, include either the page number or the author and date before or after a quote. This way it is known where the quote ends or begins. Also use quotation marks to show that you are using someone else's work.
The rule for the amount of words you need to change in order to not plagiarize is the 5 consecutive word rule. This is the rule where you cannot have 5 words in a row that is the same as the work you are using.
Plagiarizing an idea is when you take someone else's idea without giving them credit. For example, taking someone's hypothesis, conclusion, theory, or metaphor are ways of plagiarizing ideas.